I'll show you how to easily change the aspect ratio or resolution of your video to square, vertical, or whatever you like using DaVinci Resolve. Here's a project consisting of 3 clips in a typical 16:9 aspect ratio or a resolution of 1920 by 1080. I'll create a 1:1 or square version, a 9:16 or vertical version for TikTok and Instagram, and a third version which will have a custom aspect ratio or resolution. Step 1 is to duplicate the current timeline. This is always a good idea to do. You'll have something to return to if you mess up. Select the current timeline in the media pool by clicking on it or by selecting Find Current Timeline in the Media Pool from the Timeline menu. Right-click on the timeline in the media pool. You can also hold down the Control key and click on the timeline. Select Duplicate Timeline. I'll rename the copy to Square. Double-click on it to open it in the timeline. Right-click on the square timeline in the media pool and select Timelines, Timeline Settings. Under the Format tab, everything is grayed out. That's because it's using the project settings. Uncheck Use Project Settings in the bottom left of the dialog. From the Timeline Resolution drop-down, I'll select 1080 by 1080 HD Square. You can select any of the square aspect ratios in the list. Choose whichever best suits your needs. I'll click OK. In the timeline viewer, the frame is square, but the footage has been letterboxed to fit inside of it. If you wish to preserve your original framing, this will do just fine, but more likely this is not the case. To fix it, right-click on the square timeline in the media pool and select Timelines, Timeline Settings. From the Mismatched Resolution drop-down at the bottom, select Scale Full Frame with Crop and click OK. And there we go. I've duplicated the original timeline as before, renamed the copy to vertical, and loaded it into the timeline. Right-click on it in the media pool and select Timelines, Timeline Settings. Uncheck Use Project Settings. 9:16 is a common vertical aspect ratio. As mentioned earlier, the current aspect ratio is 16:9, so we can simply put a check mark and use vertical resolution. This will change the 16:9 aspect ratio to 9:16 or 1080 by 1920 instead of 1920 by 1080. You can also select any resolution from the Timeline Resolution drop-down, as long as it's not square, of course. Mismatched resolution at the bottom should be set to Scale Full Frame with Crop. Click OK. And there we have it. Uncheck Use Project Settings. From the Timeline Resolution drop-down, select Custom. Change the resolution to whatever you like. I'll change it to 900 by 620. I'll leave Mismatched Resolution at the bottom as Scale Entire Image to Fit, so the footage will be letterboxed, preserving the original framing. I'll click OK. And there's our custom aspect ratio. It's likely that some shots will no longer be framed correctly after changing aspect ratio. If you've converted a finished project, you'll need to review each clip and make adjustments where necessary. Let's do that with the vertical version created earlier. From the Timeline Viewer pop-up menu, I'll select Vertical to make it the current timeline. I'll play through the first clip. It starts off okay, but then the subject steps forward and his head is out of the frame. I'd like his head to remain partially in the frame. I'll place the playhead on the first frame of the clip by pressing the up arrow key. I'll open the inspector and add a keyframe to the position X and Y coordinate pair under the Transform section at the top. I'll play the clip and stop it when the subject's head leaves the frame. I'll click drag the position X field to the left so his head is only partially out of the frame. A keyframe is automatically added. Let's play the clip again. That's much better. The second clip's fine. The third clip looks good too. The other people in the shot have been cropped out, but I think it's better that way, more in line with the solitary nature of the first two clips. But for demonstration purposes, let's say we want to include the other people in the shot. Again, I'll position the playhead on the first frame of the clip by pressing the up arrow key. I'll keyframe position X and Y in the inspector. I'll click drag position X to the right to bring the other two people just into the frame. I'll play the clip for a couple of seconds. I'll click drag the position X field to the left so that only the person walking is in the frame. A keyframe is automatically added for us. Let's play the clip back. That works. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.